Welcome to Echoes of My Imagination. My name is Tracy Lee. Sit back, relax, let me tell you a story. Today's story is called The SkyKeeper of Vera Lai Summit, where altitude thinned the breath but thickened the knowing, and one girl held up the sky, not to stop it from falling, but to remind it of who it was. Let's get into it. It was not on any map, though maps have tried to mark it. A jagged rise of crystalline quartz and blue stone high above the snow line, where birds changed direction and even clouds bent their course. Vera Lai Summit was sacred before memory, the kind of sacred that made compasses spin and bells ring at the wrong time. It called to those who had forgotten how to breathe deeply, because only there breath became truth. Every few generations, someone was born with lungs wide enough to speak the sky's dialect, and every time the summit called them home. She was born in a mountain shelter after her mother's caravan was caught in an avalanche. They were trapped 3 days. When they were found, only the child was alive. There was no frostbite, no signs of trauma. Only her eyes, wide, silver-flecked, and unblinking. The rescue team swore she breathed mist in reverse, pulling vapor into her and exhaling clarity. She was raised in lowlands, but always looked up. At night she would sleep on rooftops. During storms she would open her mouth and whisper back at thunder, like it was an argument she meant to win. She did not belong in the flatlands. At 15, she left with only a pack, a carved flute, and a threadbare quilt. She didn't tell anyone where she was going, only that something above the tree line was calling her name correctly. The climb nearly killed her. Ice cracked underfoot, breath stung. 3 days into the ascent, she hallucinated a girl made of mist who said, "When you speak, the sky listens. What will you say?" Her answer was one word: remember. That night, lightning split the sky, and not a drop of rain touched her. At the summit, she found an altar made of cloudstone, engraved with wind glyphs. It wasn't a temple. It was an instrument, and her voice was the final piece. She began to play. She built a shelter from fallen prayer flags and glacier-smooth stone. She boiled snow for tea and grew herbs in ice-sunk planters she carved with fire-heated rock. But mostly, she listened to the way the stars blinked between blizzards, the timing of eagle flights, the tones hidden in thunder. She learned to hear weather memory, what storms still carried from centuries ago, and what skies needed healing from. Pilgrims came to her not for prophecy, but to learn how to speak sky again. She taught through silence, gesture, shared breath. Each morning she played her flute into the horizon, not music, but invocation. Wind always answered. One season, the sky cracked, not literally, but something changed. Sunrises began pulsing, auroras came during noon, and birds circled without migrating. She knew the sky thread was slipping. She climbed to the peak's highest crest, and for 3 days she chanted the breath of every wind she'd catalogued: east fire wind, north frost wind, down spiral, and echo draft. She offered her name, her breath, and the flute's last note. The sky reknit itself around her. When she stepped down, her hair was white, her eyes cloud blue. She never played again. She didn't need to. Her shelter became a quiet sanctuary for wind watchers. The flute remains embedded in the altar. Sometimes it hums in storms. On certain nights, when the wind shifts in threes, you may feel breath caught in your lungs. And when released, feel a peace you forgot you needed. They say that's her, reminding the sky how to listen and you how to exhale. And that's it for today. Thank you for joining me for Echoes of My Imagination. My name is Tracy Lee. Don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and follow. And I'll catch you next time.